Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mahmoud Akbar Afridi, and today we would be talking about participles. First of all, we would start participles with its forms. Okay, so it have active, passive, and continuous form, and it have in three different forms, in other three different form as well: present, past, and perfect. Now let's start with active present participles. Writing, past, written; perfect, having written; passive, present, being written; past, written; and perfect, having been written. In continuous form, there would be no present and past, even it would be perfect, having been writing. Okay, so now let's look for some examples. Sophie is in the other room writing a letter to a friend. Notes written in pencil are not always easy to read. Having written to the company 3 times and never having received a reply, I decided to go and see the manager myself. There are some new shops being built not far from my home. We stopped for rest at 11 o'clock, having been walking for nearly 5 hours by then. Common uses of participles as adjectives: example, an isolating remark, an injured man. To form tenses: example, she is writing, this was written. To introduce an expression which gives us information about a person or thing. For example, in one above, writing starts an expression which tells us about Mary. In writing, in second sentence, written starts a phrase which tells us about notes. Find the participle expression in example 3. Okay. Noun plus participle expression. I was an old man crossing the road. So this is a complete action. Now, I saw an old man crossing the road. Okay, so why isn't not a complete action? Let me tell you, because over here you would see that it's crossing, but in the completed sentence, complete action sentence, you could see that I saw an old man cross the road, but over here it is crossing. So right now at the movement he is in action and he is crossing the road. Okay, now moving towards starting a sentence with a present participle. Okay, what does this sentence mean? Looking out of the window. Looking out of the window, I saw my friend who was looking out of the window. The speaker or his friend. What does this sentence mean? Okay. Climbing up a tree, I saw a gray monkey. This means who was climbing up the tree, the speaker or monkey? Obviously, the monkey um, was climbing up a tree because he says, I saw a gray monkey climbing up the tree. Okay, and the other sentence, looking out of the window, I saw my friend. He says somebody was looking out of the tree, but whom he saw? He says, I saw him. So, I saw my friend means that he was looking out of the window. Okay, if you start a sentence with a present participle expression, make sure that it is not ambitious. Usually, the expression will refer to a noun or pronoun which starts the main clause. Okay, for example, think that he was the last to go to bed. John turned out the light, not realizing that his sister was still writing a letter. John turned out the light as he left the room. Okay, express these sentences in a different way. Make one new sentence in each case, similar to the models above. John did not realize that it was 5 o'clock. He got out of bed. Mary felt rather tired. She decided to have a rest. Finishing a sentence with a participle expression. So now, if you would, we have studied that how sentence start with the participles, but now we would look after that how does it ends with it. John rushed out of the room, slamming the door behind. Slamming mean like when you just shut the door very fastly, loudly. Mary turned out the light, not realizing that her brother was ready to was reading a book. Okay, John rushed out of the room, delighted with the good news. Mary turned out the light, annoyed by her brother's laziness. Okay, now using a present participle. These are the perfect participles mentioned at the beginning of these units. Active, having written, as I have told you previously. Okay, so over here today our topics finish. Thank you for listening.